Imagine the shock of a lifetime. You're scrolling through your phone, heart full of joy from your daughter's wedding just yesterday. A lavish, intimate, a reserve for special people only. But then, a week later, a single photo shatters everything, unveiling a betrayal so deep it rips your family apart. If that hooked you, stick around because this Reddit-inspired story of love, lust, deception, and redemption will leave you breathless. Hit that like button if you've ever felt the sting of family secrets, and subscribe for more heart-pounding tales that dive into the raw edges of human emotion. Now, let's dive in. My name is Elena, and I've always been the pillar of my family. At 48, with curves that time had softened but not diminished, I still turned heads in my small town of Willow Creek. My daughter, Sophia, was my everything, 23 years old, with long auburn hair that cascaded like a waterfall, emerald eyes that sparkled with mischief, and a body sculpted from years of yoga and dance. She was the kind of woman who could light up a room, her laughter infectious, her touch electric. We'd been through hell together after her father left us when she was just a teen, chasing some younger flame. But we rebuilt stronger, closer. Or so I thought. The wedding was announced suddenly. Sophia had been dating Marcus for 2 years, a tall, brooding entrepreneur with chiseled features, broad shoulders that strained against his shirts, and a smile that promised sin. He was 28, successful in tech, and treated her like a queen. But when she told me about the wedding, her voice was hushed, excited. Mom, it's tomorrow, just for special people, intimate, no big fuss. I was thrilled, of course. Who wouldn't be? I spent the day before helping her pick out her dress, a sleek, white silk number that hugged her hips and plunged daringly low in the back, accentuating her toned figure. As I zipped it up, my fingers brushed her warm skin, and she shivered, turning to me with a grin. Mom, you look amazing too. That red dress makes you glow. I blushed. At my age, compliments like that were rare, but coming from her, they felt genuine. The ceremony was at a secluded beach villa at sunset. Only about 20 guests, close friends, a few relatives in Marcus's inner circle. The air was thick with the scent of salt and jasmine, waves crashing like applause. Sophia walked down the aisle barefoot, her dress whispering against the sand, her body moving with a sensual grace that made even the officiant pause. Marcus waited in a tailored suit, his eyes devouring her, hands flexing as if he couldn't wait to claim her. They exchanged vows that were poetic, passionate. In your arms I find my fire, he whispered, pulling her close for a kiss that lingered too long, his hands sliding down her back, cupping her curves possessively. The guests cheered, but I felt a twinge, something possessive in his touch, almost primal. The reception was a whirlwind of champagne laughter. Sophia pulled me onto the dance floor, her body pressing against mine in a playful hug. Mom, this is perfect, she sighed, her breath warm on my neck. Marcus joined us, sandwiching her between us in a group dance that felt oddly intimate. His hand brushed my waist accidentally, or was it? Sending a spark through me. I laughed it off, attributing it to the wine. As the night wore on, couples paired off, the atmosphere growing charged. I caught glimpses of stolen kisses in shadows, hands wandering under tables. Even I felt a pull when an old friend, Jake, a rugged divorcee with salt and pepper hair and a body honed from construction work, asked me to dance, his strong arms around me. The heat of his chest against my breasts. It had been years since I'd felt desired like that. But the real heat came later. After most guests left, Sophia and Marcus disappeared to their honeymoon suite in the villa. I stayed to help clean up, but curiosity drew me closer. Through a cracked door, I heard moans soft and rhythmic. Peeking in, I saw them. Sophia arched on the bed, her dress hiked up, thighs wrapped around Marcus as he thrust into her with slow, deliberate power. Her nails raked his back, drawing red lines on his skin. Yes, Ma, breast heaving with each gasp. Harder she breathed, her voice husky with lust. He growled, flipping her over, taking her from behind, his hands gripping her hips, spanking her lightly as she cried out in ecstasy. It was raw, animalistic, and I couldn't look away. The way her body responded, glistening with sweat, curves quivering under his dominance. Shame burned in me, but so did arousal. I slipped away, heart pounding, retiring to my room, where I touched myself for the first time in months, imagining Jakey's rough hands on me instead. The next morning, they left for a week-long honeymoon in Bali. Beaches, villas, endless nights of passion, I assumed. I returned home, replaying the wedding in my mind, the joy mixed with that forbidden glimpse. Life resumed, work at the boutique, coffee with friends, but a restlessness stirred. Jake called, asking me out. Alana, that dance, I haven't stopped thinking about you. His voice was gravelly, promising. We met for dinner, and by dessert, his hand was on my thigh under the table, fingers tracing circles that made me wet. Back at his place, he undressed me slowly, worshipping my body, kissing my neck, sucking my nipples until they hardened, his tongue trailing down to my core. You're so beautiful, so responsive, he murmured, parting my legs and devouring me with expert licks, his beard scratching deliciously. I came hard, clutching his hair, then rode him, my breasts bouncing as he filled me, thick and unyielding. It was liberating, a reclaiming of my sexuality after years of dormancy. A week passed. Sophia called daily from Bali, gushing about sunsets and adventures. Mom, Marcus is incredible. Last night, we made love on the beach, waves crashing, stars above. His body against mine, so strong, so demanding. Her words painted vivid pictures, stirring my own memories of Jake. But then, on the seventh day, my phone buzzed with a notification from a mutual friend, a photo tagged on social media. It was Marcus shirtless on a yacht, his muscular torso wild and gleaming, but he wasn't alone. Wrapped around him was a stunning blondie, her bikini barely containing her ample assets. The caption, "La Paradise with my love," time-stamped yesterday, while Sophia was supposedly with him. My world shattered. Betrayal hit like a tidal wave. How could he? Sophia, my vibrant, trusting daughter, deserved better. Trembling, I called her. "Sweetie, where are you?" She sounded blissful. "Still in Bali, Mom. Why?" I sent the photo. Silence, then sobs. That's his ex. He said it was over. She hung up devastated. I booked the next flight, rage fueling me. Arriving in Bali, I found her in their villa, eyes red, body curled in fetal position. "Mom, he left last night after we fought. Said it was a mistake, but I saw messages, sexy photos, plans to meet her. We cried together, her head on my lap, my fingers stroking her hair. But the betrayal ran deeper. Digging through his phone, which he'd left behind, we found more explicit videos of him with Vanessa, her on her knees, sucking him greedily, his hands in her hair as he moaned. Another with the redhead bent over, him pounding her relentlessly, her ass reddening from slaps, and worse, texts implying it invited special people to the wedding, not just for celebration, but as potential conquests. One message to Vanessa: wedding was hot. Sophia's mom is a left curves for days. Maybe next time. My stomach churned. Had his touch on the dance floor been intentional? The glimpse I'd seen, was it all a game? Sophia was broken. How could I be so blind? He made me feel desired, alive. I held her, our bodies close in comfort. That night, as we shared a bed for solace, something shifted. Wine flowed. Confessions poured out. "Mom, you've always been my rock, and you're gorgeous. Jake's lucky." Her hand brushed my arm, lingering. The air thickened, charged like the wedding night. Perhaps it was grief or the tropical heat, but when she leaned in, our lips met, soft, tentative, then hungry. Her tongue explored mine, hands roaming my body, squeezing my breasts, pinching nipples that hardened instantly. "Sophia." I gasped but didn't pull away. She stripped me, her mouth on my skin trailing down to my thighs. "Let me make you feel good, Mom," she whispered, her fingers slipping inside me, curling expertly as her tongue flicked my clit. I arched, moaning, the taboo thrill heightening the pleasure. She tasted me until I exploded. Then I returned the favor, burying my face between her legs, lapping at her sweetness, her hips bucking against me. We made love all night, bodies entwined, exploring every curve, every sensitive spot, fingers, tongues, even toys from her suitcase. It was intense, emotional, a bond forged in betrayal's fire. Morning brought clarity. This wasn't sustainable, but it healed something in us, reaffirming our love, our desirability. We confronted Marcus upon his return. He begged forgiveness. But Sophia stood tall, her body langing. "You betrayed us both. It's over." I added, "and stay away from my family." He slunk away, defeated. Back home, we rebuilt. Sophia started therapy, channeling pain into art, painting sensual nudes that captured raw emotion. I deepened things with Jake, our nights filled with passion, him tying me up, teasing me with feathers and ice, then fucking me senseless, his cock stretching me as I screamed his name. Sophia dated again cautiously, finding a kind woman named Leela who adored her curves and spirit. Their love was gentle yet fiery. I'd hear them through walls. Leela's moon, Sophia dominated, straps and vibrators amplifying their ecstasy. The inspiring message: betrayal can shatter, but it also reveals strength. From the ashes of deception, embracing our desires, our bonds unapologetically. Family isn't just blood, it's the fire that forges you. If this story moved you, remember, like and subscribe for more tales of resilience and passion. What's your betrayal story? Share in the comments. But wait, the story doesn't end there. Let's delve deeper into the aftermath, because healing isn't linear. It's a journey laced with temptation, self-discovery, and more twists. After Marcus's exit, Sophia and I returned to Willow Creek, but the town buzzed with rumors. Heard about the honeymoon scandal. Whispers followed us. Sophia held her head high, her outfits bolder, tight dresses that showcased her hourglass figure, drawing admiring glances. One evening at a local bar, she met Alex, a tattooed bartender with piercing blue eyes and a body like a Greek god, muscles rippling under his shirt. He said, mixing her drink with a wink. They flirted shamelessly, his hand grazing hers, sending visible shivers. That night, she brought him home. I was in the living room sipping wine when they stumbled in, lips locked, hands everywhere. "Mom, this is Alex," she giggled, but he barely nodded, too busy nipping her neck. They vanished to her room. I heard it all, clothes ripping, her gasps as he pinned her down. "Fuck, you're so wet," he growled, followed by the slap of skin on skin. She moaned loudly, deeper. Alex, imagining it, him thrusting into her, her legs wrapped around his waist, breasts jiggling, stirred me again. Jake was out of town, so I slipped a hand into my panties, circling my clit to their rhythm, coming as she screamed her release. The next day, Sophia confessed over breakfast. Mom, it was just sex, hot, meaningless. But it felt good to take control. I nodded, sharing my own escapades with Jakey, how he'd blindfolded me last time, teasing my body with his mouth, edging me until I begged, then pounding me from behind, his balls slapping against me. We laughed, bonding over our sexual awakenings. But challenges arose. Sophia's art show approached, featuring pieces inspired by the betrayal. Nudes of women in ecstasy, their bodies twisted in pleasure and pain. One painting depicted a mother-daughter embrace, intimate and erotic blurring lines. Opening night was electric. Gallery filled with admirers, Sophia in a sheer black gown that hinted at her nipples. Her confident team Alex was there, but so was Vanessa. Marcus's ex slinking in like a vixen, her low cut top barely containing her cleavage. Sophia, darling, I had no idea, she purred. Tension crackled. Later, in the back room, Vanessa cornered Sophia. He was mine first. That photo? Just revenge? Sophia laughed. He's trash, but you... Vanessa lunged, but Sophia dodged, grabbing her wrist. In the struggle, clothes tore. Vanessa's top ripping, exposing her full breasts. The fight turned charged, anger morphing to something else. Sophia pinned her against the wall, their bodies pressing, breaths mingling. You want him? Take him, Sophia hissed, but then kissed her fiercely. Vanessa responded, hands groping Sophia's ass, fingers slipping under her dress. I walked in on them, So's mouth on Vanessa's neck, hand between her legs, rubbing furiously. Vanessa moaned, yes, don't stop. It was hate sex, raw and vengeful, Sophia fingering her rival to submission, Vanessa coming with a shudder. They parted breathless, a truce formed in orgasm. Tell Marcus we're done with him, Sophia said. Vanessa nodded. This encounter empowered Sophia further. She explored her bisexuality with Lila, their relationship blooming into something profound. Nights with them were symphony of moans, Lila eating Sophia out while Sophia fingered her, bodies slick with sweat. I watched once, invited, touching myself as they performed, their curves intertwining beautifully. Meanwhile, my romance with Jake deepened. He proposed one night after a marathon session, me on all fours, him taking me anally for the first time, slow and gentle, building to intense pleasure. Marry me. Elena! He coming inside, I said yes, our wedding a contrast, open, inclusive, with Sophia as maid of honor. Years later, the betrayal faded into a catalyst. Sophia married Lila in a ceremony full of love. I stood proud, Jake's arm around me, our bodies still igniting fireworks in bed, role playing, toys, endless exploration. The message endures, betrayal exposes cracks, but love, familial, romantic, sexual, mends them stronger. Embrace your desires, they define your resilience. If this epic tale of emotion and ecstasy resonated, smash that like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The story could inspire the next one. Yet, to truly capture the depth, let's expand on the early days post-betrayal. Back in Bali after our night of forbidden intimacy, Sophia and I lounged by the pool, bikinis clinging to our sun-kissed skin. Mom, last night, was it wrong? She asked, her hand tracing my thigh. I shivered, but was healing. But we can't repeat it. She nodded, but her eyes lingered on my cleavage, nipples hardening under her gaze. Tension simmered, but we resisted, focusing on revenge plans. We hacked Marcus's socials ethically, of course. Wait, no. Fueled by wine and wrath, posting the incriminating photos anonymously. The backlash was swift, his business suffered, special people, distancing themselves. Flying home, Sophia slept on my shoulder, her breath warm, body soft against mine. At home, Jake welcomed me with open arms and more. Missed you, he growled, lifting me onto the counter, skirt hiked, panties aside, entering me swiftly. Fuck Elena. So tight. I wrapped legs around him, nails digging in as he thrust. Kitchen echoing with our grunts. Sophia walked in mid-climax, eyes widening. Oops, she laughed, but joined for coffee later, sharing laughs. Challenges mounted. Sophia's depression hit hard. Nights she cried, doubting her worth. Am I not enough? I'd hold her, massaging her back, hands wandering innocently at first, then cupping her breasts. You're everything. I'd whisper, our sessions turning therapeutic, erotic, mutual masturbation, watching each other, sharing fantasies. Imagine Alex fucking you while I watch. She'd say, fingers plunging into herself. It bonded us, but we set boundaries. Then came the confrontation with Marcus. He showed up at our door, pleading. Sophia, it was a mistake. Vanessa seduced me, but she slammed the door only to reopen it, pulling him in for a final fuck. Revenge sex. I've stopped her, riding him viciously, slapping his face. This is goodbye. He came begging, but she kicked him out, empowered. Life flourished. Sophia's art sold out. Themes of female empowerment through sensuality. One series, women in orgasmic bliss, faces contorted in ecstasy. At auctions, buyers augured, but she owned it. Leerated potato, with fiery red hair and a voracious appetite. Their first date ended in the car, Leela's head between Sophia's legs, lapping eagerly as Sophia steered one-handed. My sex life with Jake evolved BDSM elements, him binding me, whipping lightly, then soothing with his tongue. You're my queen, he'd say, penetrating deeply. We swung once, inviting a couple, watching Jake fuck another woman while her husband took me, jealousy turning to arousal. The wedding of Sophia and Leela was magical, beachside like hers but inclusive. Vows exchanged, Then a reception where dances turned flirty. I danced with Leela's brother, his erection pressing against me, but stayed faithful. In the end, betrayal birthed growth. We learned to love fiercely, fuck unapologetically, forgive selectively, inspire others. Your scars are stories. Tell them boldly. To stretch this narrative further, consider the ripple effects. Marcus's downfall led to his therapy, apologized genuinely years later. Sophia forgave, but from afar. Vanessa became an ally, collaborating on art projects, erotic photography. Sophia's pregnancy with Leela, a donor, brought joy. Her body blooming, curves fuller, sex drive insatiable. Mom, pregnancy sex is amazing, she'd confide, describing Lila using vibrators on her swollen clit. Jake and I traveled, fucking in exotic locales, Eiffel Tower view, him bending me over the balcony, Amazon rainforest, against a tree, bugs be damned. The family expanded, bonds unbreakable. The inspiring close life's betrayals are plot twists. Embrace the sexy emotional ride. Like, subscribe, join the journey.